Hi, welcome to Manwa Geek. Enjoy watching. The people were shocked at what they were witnessing. The girl had transformed into a divine beast. She conjured a ball of mana and gently placed it on Lao's chest, reviving him. Slowly opening his eyes, Lao could see the silhouette of the girl in her divine beast form. Miraculously, all his injuries were healed. Afterward, the girl returned to her human form. The bald men around them bowed to her, followed by the rest of the people. However, the leader noticed something was wrong. The girl was visibly shivering. When asked, she insisted she was fine. One of them stepped forward, offering help. But suddenly, he grabbed her hand and bit down hard, shocking her. The leader angrily demanded to know what he was doing, but the man defended himself. He begged them to let him have just one bite. Now, everyone turned toward Lao and the girl with hungry eyes, consumed by greed. They lunged at her, pulling her hair and surrounding her. In a desperate moment, Lao grabbed a rock and smashed it over the bald man's head. He then swung his bag wildly, yelling for the girl to run. Back with our group, Hayabusa is about to attack the MC. He throws a dagger, which hits the MC on the head, but it barely leaves a scratch due to the MC's high defense. The MC brushes it off, noticing something odd. He immediately turns to Benny, accusing him of being the one who attacked. Benny, shocked and confused, exclaims, "What did I do?" Amused by the chaos, Benny comments that this is turning into a really fun manhwa. Meanwhile, Hayabusa watches from a distance, baffled that the Garden's Breath attack had so little effect on the MC. He concludes that he must now take out the summoner, and for some reason, he's also fixated on taking the MC's heart. Back in the cart, the MC is now tickle-torturing Benny, clearly having fun. Suddenly, Benny notices a strange light. The MC dismisses it, but even the cart driver saw it. The light turns out to be from three thieves, former acquaintances of Beatrice, who seem to be planning to betray her in exchange for money. As the cart approaches, one of the thieves jumps up in excitement, only to be instantly elbowed by the MC. The MC suddenly appears, making all three thieves scream in fear. Meanwhile, in a nearby cave, three more new characters are introduced. One of them, a hooded figure, shows his disdain for the thieves of the abyss. A guard hears a knock at the door and asks for a password. But instead of responding, the MC kicks the door open. The guard is sent flying like a butterfly. The MC bursts in, shouting, "Time to meet your maker." He immediately takes down another thief. Three more thieves jump into the fray. The MC tries to make a flashy move, but one of the thieves stomps on his face mid-attack, making the situation awkward. Frustrated, he defeats them all and yells, "Darn it, I wanted to attack them with style." Then Hanabi appears, throwing mini daggers at the MC. Trying to act cool, the MC faces them head-on. This results in a dramatic explosion. Hanabi is satisfied until suddenly, the MC dashes in front of her. He grabs her, stares deep into her eyes, and hits her with an unexpected and powerful dose of Riz. The girl is left completely speechless and defeated after the MC's bold move. With a goofy grin, the MC turns to Benny and AI, proudly asking, "That wasn't bad, right?" But both Benny and AI disagree, clearly unimpressed. Suddenly, the hooded figure from before steps forward and asks the group what they're doing. The MC immediately assumes he's the leader of the abyss who's trying to sell off the divine beast. The hooded man responds, confused, "What are you talking about?" Then, he removes his hood. He reveals himself to be an Enli, a divine beast himself. The MC, visibly shocked, blurts out, "Birdman." To which the Enli responds in frustration, "I'm not a birdman." The whole scene takes a hilarious turn. The girl whom the MC rizzed earlier speaks up. She says, "You're outsiders, aren't you?" It sounds like the Norse fanatics sold you their story. But what we're trying to do isn't as scummy as selling off the divine beast. She reveals that the person who offered 100,000 gold pieces for the divine beast was the Enli himself. She also adds that Enli can't lie. Benny confirms this, explaining that the concept of lying is foreign to the Enli race. Before more can be said, the Birdman stops them and calmly admits that yes, he did request the divine beast to be stolen. The MC, jumping on the confession, says, "Well, that makes things easy." But AI interrupts him, telling him to be quiet. AI then asks the most important question: why? What are you trying to achieve? The Enlil's answer is simple: nothing. The girl then clarifies, "You're asking the wrong question. He just wants to save a member of his own race." She reveals that the divine beast currently imprisoned in the shrine is a young Enlil, shocking the entire group. The MC finally realizes it's an Enlil. Then the people are wasting their time praying. The Birdman begins to explain the truth about the North. In the beginning, the North was rich in mana and teeming with life. Many races, including demons and the Enlil, thrived here. However, the mana in the atmosphere began to fade, and the land started to wither. The North became a harsh place even for demons. Then one day, a human appeared, someone who offered the Enlil a way to purify the North. That person was Kaltovia. The scene shifts to the past. We see an Enlil named Lil speaking to Kaltovia. Lil assures her that she's fine, but Kaltovia looks visibly concerned, revealing that even back then, this mission was deeply personal. The old man continues his story, explaining that one Enlil was indeed able to purify the North. However, once people discovered that the Enlil possessed such power, their greed took over. They began exploiting the Enlil to the fullest. AI, processing this, responds, "If the people don't know the truth, won't they eventually realize that the divine beast at the shrine is actually an Enlil?" The girl replies coldly, "They already know. They're the ones who kidnapped her and locked her up." The group is stunned by this revelation. The girl then tells them bluntly, "You're wrong." The MC and AI exchange looks of concern before asking her, "Then, what should we do?" We cut to a flashback of Beatrice, remembering a conversation with a red-haired girl. The girl entrusted Beatrice with the task of leading the Abyss Guild until she returned. Recalling this, Beatrice clenches her resolve and suddenly shouts, "I'm not dead yet." This unexpected burst of energy wakes up the two sexy summoners nearby, who gradually complain about being on watch duty. They begin boasting about their summoning powers as if nothing serious had just happened. Back with Lao and the Enlil girl, they're still running for their lives. One of the bald men, Satama, manages to grab the Enlil by the hair and pins her down. Another of the pursuers raises a knife, ready to strike her down. But just in time, Lao catches up and slams into one of the attackers, knocking him off balance. One of the bald men shouts, "Watch out, he's no ordinary brat." Lao grabs the knife and dashes toward them, but his target manages to dodge the attack. Lao then yells at the Enlil, "Run." The bald men try to persuade Lao to join them instead, but he fiercely refuses, saying, "What you're doing is wrong." One of the men retorts bitterly, "How do you think we survive? Do you think praying is enough?" Lao suddenly realizes with horror these men have been surviving by eating dead people. Lao is utterly disgusted by the revelation, but before he can react further, he is suddenly struck from behind and knocked unconscious. When he regains consciousness, he sees the knife-wielding man sharpening his blade. Another bald man pins Lao to the ground, preparing to harm him. Just as the knife-wielding man approaches, an arrow suddenly pierces his body. It's the archer. Satama shouts for the others to get him, but the archer is quick and merciless. With expert precision, he fends off the attackers in a brutal one-sided brawl, sending every one of the vile men to the happy place. Seeing their leader taken down so easily, the remaining thugs cower in fear. They attempt to hide, but the archer hunts them down without hesitation. He silences their screams one by one throughout the prayer halls. It's a terrifying scene, pure punishment. Lao, seizing the moment, tries to escape but collapses in exhaustion. He looks up to find the archer silently cleaning his blood-stained blade. Lao trembles in fear, but instead of attacking, the archer speaks calmly, "I know you're not the thief, and I'm sure you already know that child is the divine beast." Lao, still shaken, responds, "I don't care. What I saw was just an ordinary girl." He expresses that the Enlil doesn't want to be treated like an object or locked up like a relic. But the archer cuts in. You saw how the people reacted to the divine beast. She is not safe out there. The shrine is the only place where she can be protected. Lao is visibly conflicted. After a moment of silence, he lowers his head in defeat. Meanwhile, back with the main group, they hurry back to the cart. They tell the driver to return to Flosha as fast as possible. The girl thief, watching all this unfold, questions their actions. Isn't this abyss business? But the MC fires back with confidence. I knocked out all of your companions. Are you sure you can handle this? The girl thief hesitates, clearly intimidated. Suddenly, a shadow speeds toward them. The MC reacts instantly, catching the attack with his Pomet's Hayabusa again. Mid-air, Hayabusa unleashes four shellcons, triggering a massive explosion. Then he vanishes once more, reappearing atop a nearby mountain. Hayabusa looks on in disappointment, realizing the MC is completely unscathed. The girl thief's eyes widen in recognition. She identifies Hayabusa as the infamous assassin who once stole Kaltovia's heart. Sensing danger, the MC tells AI and Benny to go on ahead. Hayabusa, now sweating bullets, scans the MC's chakra. He grows more and more excited at the thought of claiming the MC's powerful heart. The girl thief warns the MC to stay alert, but he casually ignores her. He concludes that Hayabusa must be an assassin sent by the nobles or the Alchemist Association. Strangely, the girl thief blushes and looks at him with admiration, completely rizzed by his confidence. The MC, a little confused by her reaction, listens as she explains how dangerous Hayabusa is. Meanwhile, something stirs deep within Hayabusa's subconscious. A dark, otherworldly presence and ancient being calls out to him. It asks him a simple question. Do you want the MC's heart? Without hesitation, the being offers its power to Hayabusa. A shadowy hand forms and reaches toward him. Hayabusa considers it, then accepts. Suddenly, Hayabusa calls out to the MC in a strange, eerie tone. The girl thief immediately senses something is wrong. The MC charges forward and strikes, but Hayabusa now possesses an overwhelming aura. He blocks the attack with ease. It becomes clear. Hayabusa has been possessed by the dark entity. The being speaks through him. I am the sign of a dragon and a devil, an illegitimate child, cast out by my forebears. The MC begins to sweat nervously. Hayabusa's body starts to crack with dark, searing energy. The pressure rises, his power swelling uncontrollably, and in an instant, he releases it all in a massive, blinding explosion. After the massive explosion, the MC is sent flying across the battlefield. The girl thief rushes over and frantically asks if he's okay. The MC brushes off his injuries and tells her she's the one in danger. The girl blushes again, touched by his concern. Just then, the hooded Enlil approaches, calmly assessing the situation. So, one of the seals restraining Garden has been released. Then he notices the girl thief's red face. What's wrong? Flustered, she stammers, because he's cool, and runs off. The Enlil, now serious, reveals the spear of Kaltovia. He contemplates who is worthy enough to wield it. Another explosion shakes the ground. Garden has fully awakened. The MC stands his ground. Garden declares his intent. He wants the MC's heart. He offers to spare Ai's life in exchange. But the MC replies, "You don't look like someone who keeps promises." Then adds with a grin, "All right, if it's a heart you want." He forms a finger heart, mocking Garden. Enraged, Garden unleashes a massive energy blast. But the MC blocks it effortlessly. A shockwave erupts, sending a powerful gust of wind. The Enlil is left speechless. The MC charges forward and kicks Garden back. "You're weaker than I expected." With a final blow, the donut punch, he slams Garden. A pillar of light shoots skyward, visible all the way into space. Back in town, Benny and AI arrive and head straight to Beatrice. They remove her shackles only to be confronted. A bald guard blocks them, drawing his sword. Benny whispers to AI but is cut off. Desultory summoners appear, recognizing AI and Benny. They were slaves under Lady Alera, one says. Who is she again? The daughter of a wood deliverer. Ah, right. So what are you doing here? AI steps forward, fist clenched. Let her go. The summoners laugh. Why should we? AI says she's not a thief and begins explaining. The summoners fall silent, then speak seriously. What you're saying could be considered treason. The kings and nobles support the shrine. We've been given authority to act in the north. The guards raise their weapons. Arrest them. AI stands tall. I was sent by the king. Then where's your royal command? They clearly don't believe her. The order is given again. Arrest them. Benny pulls out a scroll. Green light bursts forth. The guards are knocked back by dazzling magic. The summoner narrows her eyes. A magic scroll. So that's why you were so confident. She begins chanting, summoning her own spell. The battle is about to begin. The battle begins as one of the hot summoners conjures a massive wyvern. AI shouts, now, use it. Benny activates another scroll, but something's off. A bright flash erupts and Benny transforms into a bunny. Everyone goes silent. Awkwardness fills the air. Meanwhile, back with the MC, his donut punch obliterates Garden's body. Smirking in victory, the MC lowers his guard. But Garden, clinging to life, makes a desperate strike. He grabs the MC and slams him into the ground. It looks like Garden's not done yet. The MC prepares to unleash his strongest attack. But before he can finish, he's suddenly teleported away. Garden looks around, confused. Now alone, Garden notices his relic glowing nearby. He spreads his wings, eyes burning with fury. Then I shall burn the north once again. The hooded Emily watches silently, then unfurls his wings. Without hesitation, he takes off in pursuit. Elsewhere, the MC finds himself briefly back in his original world. Before he can process anything, he's resummoned. He materializes mid-air mid-pose and crashes into the battlefield. The summoners stare in disbelief. I almost had it, the MC yells. AI, apologetic, tries to explain. The hot summoners burst out laughing at his dramatic entrance. The MC quickly frees Beatrice from her shackles. Then he asks, where's Benny? AI sighs and points. The MC turns. Benny is still a bunny, flopping around helplessly. While the MC is busy roasting Bunny Benny, the hot summoners interrupt. Enough games. The MC looks at them. And who the hell are you? AI answers, they're summoners. I trained under Lady Alera with them. I think they work for the shrine now. One of the summoners sends her wyvern charging in. The MC, irritated, one punches it into oblivion. The summoner's eyes widen. I've underestimated him. Not giving up, she summons a pack of wolves. The MC blasts them away without effort. All right, he grins. Looks like I'll have to punish you ladies. I'm gonna spank some sense into your ass cheeks. AI blushes furiously. Beatrice, we're leaving. The whole scene is absolutely hilarious. Infuriated, the hot summoners finally get serious. They summon multiple powerful beasts, surrounding the MC. The MC is impressed. So this is what summons look like? Then, casually, man, AI chants kind of a dummy. AI freezes mid-step. What did he just say? Beatrice wheezes from the cart. He's got a death wish. Meanwhile, far in the distance, people at the shrine gasp. They see a flash of light, followed by a massive explosion. Back at the fight, the MC continues taunting, totally unfazed by the growing power around him. Then one summoner unleashes her ultimate summon, the very beast that once defeated Beatrice. It towers over the battlefield, radiating dark power. Meanwhile, at the guard post of the shrine, Garden appears. He retrieves his relic. My shadow, he says coldly, it's time we return to the days when the north was ours. Final panel, the shrine glows ominously. The summoned beast looms, and Garden's return threatens a new era of chaos. Beatrice's dream. The red-haired girl smiles softly. You've done well. Now, rest. But her smile begins to distort, revealing Garden behind the illusion. Back to reality, the towering summon readies an attack. It forms energy between its fingers, aiming at the MC. A piercing laser-like beam fires. The MC braces himself, fending it off with raw willpower. The hot summoner Ed smirks. Try this one. She commands her creature to summon a massive sword. The MC watches as the blade swings toward him. They're not just all talk. He mutters, preparing to strike back. Cut to cart driver. I can't help you anymore. This is too dangerous. And you didn't exactly pay me a lot either. He turns his back cold, but honest. Suddenly, an enemy lands nearby. He tosses a bag of coins to the driver. Take her to safety. Then to AI he hands over Kaltovia's spear. AI looks down at it, confused and overwhelmed. Back to the battlefield. The MC punches the summoned beast, but it barely flinches. The creature counters with a swing of its giant sword. The MC blocks, but the impact still injures him. The summoned creature begins gathering more mana. Suddenly a blinding light erupts across the battlefield. Everyone shields their eyes, summoners and MC alike. The light grows, humming with strange energy. And just like that, the tide of battle shifts. A large creature descends from the sky, stunning everyone present. The hot summoners are left confused, questioning where it came from. AI approaches the MC while holding the spear given to her by the enemy. As the creature lands, it becomes clear that it is a dragon. The dragon flaps its wings and settles on top of the mountain shrine. Its massive presence shakes the very air. The giant summoned creature raises its sword in defense. The dragon's fire breath obliterates it in a single blast. The MC fends off the intense heat, then turns to see AI staring blankly. Before he can ask, a ghostly figure catches Ai's attention. The ghost introduces himself as an old dragon wanting to join the fight. The hot summoners are also affected as the battle rages on. The dragon speaks with a sinister tone. Time to feast upon your appetizing heart, Outlander. AI, still holding the spear, calls out to the MC and hands it to him. The spear speaks, revealing the MC is now qualified to wield it. Shocked, the MC asks, "What kind of shape can I turn it into?" The spear replies, "Anything you wish." The MC smirks as the spear transforms into a long sword. The MC is momentarily frustrated, asking why the sword chose this form. The sword complains. The MC responds, "You said I could do whatever I want." The dark dragon looms ominously over the battlefield. The MC urges AI to hide to keep her safe. Trying to act cool, he is met with eyes teasing, bleh, and the nickname Lord Yotuba. Destruction is everywhere as people flee in terror. Guards attempt to calm people and encourage prayer. But things worsen. One guard reports to the bald guard, a nearby village has been destroyed. The twin summoners have been defeated. In the distance, Lao and the archer notice the dragon. Lao sees a stream of letters. It's the girl speaking to him. The archer grabs Lao by the neck, accusing him of talking to the divine beast. He demands Lao lead him to the girl without tricks. Lao asks if there's another way for the girl to survive. The archer says the shrine's problems are too severe for a new divine beast. Lao tells him the girl is hiding behind a rock. As the archer approaches, the girl recalls Lao's advice. Just as the archer nears, Lao launches himself at him. Lao hits him in the back, knocking him down. The archer quickly gets back up, furious. "What are you doing?" he demands. The illusion fades, revealing Lao now standing on a cliff. The archer leaps between cliffs, landing safely. He threatens Lao, "Send the girl back or suffer a painful sleep." Lao ignores the threat. The archer sits and laughs hysterically. "This is humiliating. That kid, he got me good." Lao and the girl keep running, but she suddenly stops. "Weren't you about to send me back to the shrine?" she asks. Lao replies he was lying. She realizes he's serious. He promises to take her to the Black Moon Plateau. She worries. "What if something bad happens to you?" Lao reassures her, "It won't be because of you." Back at the mountain shrine, the MC approaches the dragon, ready to end the fight. He leaps through the air as the dragon unleashes a fiery attack. The MC skillfully dodges in midair. He continues his pursuit, using the sword to repel the dragon's blast. The dragon avoids the attacks, flapping its massive wings as it hovers. It strikes with sharp claws, but the MC parries the blow. The dragon retaliates with a powerful tail swipe. The MC leaps just in time to evade it. With a roar, the MC slashes his sword, sending a wave of energy. The dragon barely avoids it. The MC grins. "You're doing an excellent job," he says to the sword. The sword replies, "Likewise." The MC smirks. "That was just a small taste. Don't break on me." The sword responds confidently, "I'm not something that can be destroyed easily." The dragon, enraged, conjures a barrage of fireballs. The MC slashes through them one by one, creating multiple explosions. The dragon summons mana and lightning. It begins charging a powerful attack aimed directly at the MC. Meanwhile, back at the shrine, AI demands, "What's the meaning of this?" The hot summoner replies venomously, "You insulted the shrine and brought a demon here. You lied about being sent by His Majesty. You'll be sentenced to death." AI, unfazed, replies, "I doubt that. I'm the only one who can defeat the dragon." The summoner sneers, "Do you think your spirits are better than ours?" Suddenly, the head priest approaches, trying to smooth talk AI. But AI sharply jumps up and says, "That was close. I almost said yes." The enemies are caught off guard. AI declares, "The people of the northern lands and Enlil are suffering from your fake religion." The chief priest snaps, "How dare you arrest her?" AI warns, "Back down or face my summoned spirit." The priest orders the guards to move in. One bald guard, hesitant and intimidated, whispers, "By myself." AI's aura radiates. The guard begins to sweat in fear. Before he can strike, a beam of lightning crashes down. It shocks the enemies, sending a clear message: AI is not to be underestimated. The lightning that just struck was the MC, now standing firm. He mutters under his breath, assessing the chaotic scene. With a confident smirk, he threatens the enemies. The bald guard and hot summoner scurry away in fear. As they run, the MC remarks, "Why does that old guy need a cane when he's that good at running?" AI growls in frustration, clearly unimpressed. The dragon lands beside them with a thunderous thud. The MC admits, "That dragon's strong." The sword comments, "Garden is one step closer to being a god." The MC, irritated, cuts off the sword's chatter. The air shifts. The dragon begins to reveal its final form. It conjures a massive, destructive attack. The sword urges them to run, suggesting they flee to another god's domain. It advises they seek the ancient dragons and gather the archaic wills. AI looks at the MC with determination. There's nothing more important than protecting the living. The MC nods. "All right, I had a feeling you'd say that." The dragon prepares to unleash its fury. The sword continues to ramble, but the MC cuts it off again. The power of God is terrifying. Even I was powerless against it. But what my summoners think is right is good enough for me. With resolve, the MC faces the dragon, ready for the battle that could decide everything. We shift to Lao and the girl as morning breaks. They walk along the road, nearing the shrine. Crowds gather ahead, preparing for the festival. Girl notices a limping girl struggling to keep up. Reaching a cliff, Lao stops and surveys the area for guards. The girl pants as she watches the crowd moving toward the shrine. She hesitates, then turns back, surprising Lao. Back at the battlefield, the MC charges his glowing sword. The dragon retaliates, gathering its own power. They prepare for the final clash. The MC asks, "Where do you think my magic comes from?" The dragon breathes fire, but the MC slashes through it. The strike creates a rift tearing through the sky itself. The dragon pauses, sensing the shift in atmosphere. Furious, Garden snarls, "How dare a mere summon harm me?" The MC follows up with a piercing blow, forcing Garden into the rift. The MC stands tall, facing the trapped dragon. "You're no longer in your dimension," he declares. He strikes again, piercing through Garden's defenses. A massive explosion erupts, blinding the battlefield. Shockwebs ripple across the land. The dragon's body crashes, engulfed in flames. As it burns, Garden mutters, "I will return." The MC rolls his eyes, typical villain. Later, the MC and AI rest on a bench, catching their breath. A guard approaches. The MC asks, "Where's the divine beast?" The guard, shaken, replies, "We don't know. The Abyss Guild kidnapped it." The MC snaps, "She was tied up. How the hell could she kidnap anyone?" The guard cowers, while the hot summoner steps in. He confirms, the divine beast really is missing. The girl, frustrated, accuses them of destroying the land. "You're just as bad as Garden and the demons," she cries. In despair, she drops to her knees, begging them to leave. People murmur among themselves, shaken by the devastation. The MC hears whispers, "This land has become a living hell." He glances at AI, whose face is blank, emotionless. Concerned, he reaches for her hand, ready to comfort her. But he stops, realizing she doesn't need comfort, she needs resolve. I still want to free the Enli, AI says calmly. The MC nods, respecting her strength. A bright light shimmers in the distance. The girl appears transformed into her beast form. The crowd bows, sensing her power. Lao rides on her back, clearly in awe. An Enli steps forward and asks the MC, "Who are you?" The MC answers, "Someone who can free you." He explains he was sent by his people. But the girl, resolute, thanks him instead of asking for help. The group is left puzzled by her quiet strength. The Enli turns to Lao, offering thanks for all he's done. Lao silently wonders why now. Why this moment? He has no answers, only questions. Still, they continue forward. They arrive at Benny and the hooded Enli. The Enli speaks. What happened to the divine beast?